Hola, soy el abogado Oscar Mendoza. En esta edición de Hablemos de Inmigración, quería discutir con la gente común la situación actual en la frontera sur, para ver qué piensan sobre esta situación. En los últimos 3 años, la frontera sur se ha visto abrumada por el número récord de personas que intentan ingresar a Estados Unidos. A la gente común realmente le gusta esta situación, saben lo que les sucede a las personas que vienen a los Estados Unidos y solicitan protección. ¿Qué quieren que suceda con esta situación en la frontera? Bueno, eso es lo que me propuse descubrir.
I'm attorney Oscar Mendoza. Okay, what's your name?
I'm Stephanie. Annabelle.
Nathan.
Veremos qué sucede. Estoy un poco nervioso.
What do you think, what have you heard is going on in the border the last couple of years?
I know that there's like a large migrant crisis, of course, mainly from Venezuela. Migration across the border right now, a lot of people are taking that like very dangerous trek all the way from Venezuela across the border. A lot of always, not necessarily more so in the last couple of years, but always from Juarez, there's going to be people walking over and from other Mexican border cities.
Right.
Eso no me lo esperaba.
So what do you mention Venezuelans particularly? Do you know some Venezuelans?
Well, here in Dallas, we're even getting a lot of them that are being sent over here for shelter because the border cities are full on the shelters, and so they're sending them to cities across the U.S. to seek refuge.
Okay.
And because of the recent legislation, right, that is making it so that Venezuelans felt as though they had an opportunity to come over here and get shelter, that window was going to close, so they came over.
Okay, so I think you're talking about the TPS program, the Temporary Protected Status program.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. How about you? What do you think is happening at the border?
I know we're building our wall. We're fighting for that. The Texas government is fighting for that.
Problema resuelto. Y uno nuevo empieza.
About more than 7 million people have come to the border in the last 3 or 4 years, okay? Those are just encounters at the border. That doesn't mean they've been let in. They've been maybe processed. They have a criminal record. They don't qualify for any protection, so they're sent back to their country. That they've increased by that many number of cases, okay? And also, immigration thinks about there's been about 1.5 million gotaways. What does that mean? Is that people that cross without being caught. All right, so we're talking about maybe like 4 million people. Okay, what do you think? Is that a lot, 4 million people?
Relatively, yes, it is. Every day on the border, there's probably 1 million undocumented residents, give or take. So 4 million is a lot, but not maybe in the grand scheme of things.
How about you? Do you think 4 million is a lot?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess my last question for y'all is, what do you think should be done if you think 4 million is a lot, or maybe nothing should be done about it?
I do think that as the host country for a lot of these migrants, it would be really wonderful if a lot of people in different industries, very important industries like healthcare, invested in, like, for example, learning Spanish to be more accommodating and helpful to these people. And also, of course, necessary resources.
¡Extremo!
What do you think should be done? Is 4 million a lot?
Aquí les pregunto, ¿qué hubieran hecho ustedes?
Really big question, because being first generation and my family coming, like, I get it. I think there should be resources, but I also think it's just a bigger question than just saying, oh, this will fix it. So I think there's a lot of part that our government can do, but there's a lot that it's just a big solution to it. So there's always going to be people coming in. There's always going to be needed resources. But guess what? More people are going to come because if we give them free resources, it's a really big solution to it.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to solve it. Congress tried to pass a law earlier this year, and they couldn't.
We're just putting Band-Aids to a problem, but like I said, there's more to it than just here's a solution.
Okay, it's a complicated issue, right? Pretty moderate. These are the moderate ideas, you know? It's not too extreme, Republican, conservative, or liberal. Right. Yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately. So, all right, well, thanks for talking with me today, and enjoy your lunch.
What was your name?
And your day. Oscar.
Oscar.
Oscar Mendoza.